I hate to think that the women are just like a niche or a special attraction type thing, because my whole career before AEW was even a thing, all I ever said was that I wanted to be a great wrestler. Not a great women's wrestler. I wanted to be a great wrestler.
Yeah.
I do wish that we could get more time, because I do feel like if we're given time with the right people, we're going to put on a show that no one's ever going to forget. You know, that's just life, though. We're just always going to keep fighting an uphill battle no matter what we do, not just in wrestling, but in all of life, because that's just what happens when you're a woman sometimes. I like to think that there are people that do have our backs.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief, head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey guys, Toxic Ring Scandal here. We're here at the locker room. We're talking about AEW women's roster, the worst booking for all women. We're talking about why AEW women's division is struggling. You guys get the likes as you come to the locker room. And as usual, we're going to get dirty laundry on this one. Now, what I'm talking about in particular is the AEW women's roster, the booking, the talent, and they're not utilizing it properly. We see all these women on this roster. It's not being used right. You compare it to the NXT women of today of 2024, and it's completely like night and day. We'll see more about it here.
Because there are so many talented women that people love. Always the complaint is we don't see them enough. There's always one women's match per show. You're one of the ones that the crowd got to learn and know about, but a lot of the women don't have that character or time to build their character.
You really have to take advantage of every single second that you're given a camera, and you can't say no to promos. If someone says we want you to do a promo, a pre-tape, the thought that any single girl would say no, I don't want to, makes me like shudder. It's so precious. It's precious time. You have to take advantage of everything. Do I wish there was more time for the women? Absolutely. But at the same time, the women, you got to be at your A game at all times. You got to be ready to step up when you're called on, because if not, you got to step right back down.
I think everyone was really excited to see you and Jamie Hayter go somewhere with that.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie got banged up, which is unfortunate because she was a great champion. And she'll be back. I mean, we act like Jamie died. She's coming back. I don't know why everyone needs to chill. People get hurt in wrestling. Shocker. She'll be back. So excited for when that day comes. But fans need to be patient. You can't rush things like recovery.
Right.
Mentally, physically, when you need it, you have to take it, and that's that.
So we're a bit unsatisfied with how women are booked on AEW. They're saying that you guys deserve more time, more storyline consistency. As a champion, what's your thought on that?
I think there's always going to be a desire for more. I think everyone is always left wanting more and wondering what could happen if we were given more. I hate to think that the women are just like a niche or a special attraction type thing, because my whole career before AEW was even a thing, all I ever said was that I wanted to be a great wrestler. Not a great women's wrestler. I wanted to be a great wrestler.
Yeah.
I do wish that we could get more time, because I do feel like if we're given time with the right people, we're going to put on a show that no one's ever going to forget. You know, that's just life, though. We're just always going to keep fighting an uphill battle no matter what we do, not just in wrestling, but in all of life, because that's just what happens when you're a woman sometimes. I like to think that there are people that do have our backs, and I know that there are people that have our backs, and the more people show that they want to see us, the more that we're going to get to do.
The fans need to speak up.
Yeah, that's the best that you can do, is just speak up and prove that you want to see us, because we want to be there for you, and we want to do anything that we can to put on a show for you guys.
AEW has so many talented women. You said that you wanted more time for AEW's women's division and asked fans to keep using their voice. A little bit more than a year later, how do you feel about where women's division is now?
I think obviously it's amazing. We are getting to do multiple matches a show, and I think it's because we are so many women just continue to step up their game on a consistent basis and try so hard, and it's like we have so much to prove all the time, and we are proving it, and we are showing that we are one of the most exciting parts of every show that we are a part of. And it's very humbling and honoring to be a part of it, and to constantly be like, no, this is what you want to watch.
The last question is, what excites you the most about AEW Women's Division right now? Because there's so much going on.
There's so much going on, and I'm very thankful to be a part of it in any amount. There's so many people that I have never worked with and that I haven't wrestled. I want to wrestle, and I feel like that just keeps me wanting to, again, just keep working on myself and improving and stepping up my game all the time. So people don't just see me and they think that I'm like a one-trick pony or anything. I'm going to keep changing everything I do and keep improving myself. I want to just put on great matches with everyone that I can, and I hope to be sorry, I don't know.
I can kind of hear, but not really.
I think I'm on the 7th floor of this hotel. I don't know what past that was that loud. I was like, what?
Well, you know what? There's so many matches I want to see from you. Like, there's dream matches after dream matches. You versus Mercedes, JV Hater. Like, there's Athena, so many good ones. Oh my god.
Saraya. There's so many girls that I've never wrestled, and I'm like, I have to beat up every single one of them as soon as possible. I don't know what we're waiting for.
Well,
here's the thing, like, you have had several defenses. You've worked with Meechin, you've worked with Wendy Chu, recently with Ren Sinclair, Tatum Paxley, quite a few girls now. How have you felt about your growth? Because, like I mentioned earlier, where you were at the last time we spoke and where you're at now, like, you yourself know yourself better than anybody. How do you feel about your growth from then to now?
Wow, I definitely think I've grown a lot, not just in the ring, but as a person and as Kalani Jordan. I think I'm starting to get more confident in my abilities. I definitely still have a long way to go. I think something that I do want to keep improving on is just promo work in the ring, because something that is very different for me is in gymnastics, you tune everyone out, but in wrestling, you listen to the fans so that way you can connect with them. So that's something that I really want to improve on, but I feel like overall, I'm definitely like improving, and I think just having matches with all these incredible women that we have at the Performance Center, and even people who come down from main roster, has helped me honestly just build confidence and trust myself. Like, I've trained for this. We have great coaches at the Performance Center who prepared me. So I just feel the biggest growth I have is confidence.
I love that. I feel like that's the only way you get it, right? Confidence comes through like experience as well as, accomplishments, because that's going to boost your confidence, of course. But you mentioned in there, main roster people. Who are some of those main roster people that have helped you, whether, behind the scenes or whatnot?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously I got to wrestle Meechin, which was incredible, but she's also a great person. And then some advice I've gotten from just people behind the scenes, Bianca, and she's someone I really look up to because she's helped pave the way for a woman like me to even be able to wrestle and be like taken seriously. So she's given me incredible advice. Natty, I got to do the women's empowerment last weekend, in Colorado with her, and she just gave me great advice for in the ring, but also just being a woman in the business. So I would say, and there's a lot more like who give great advice, but I would say those two probably like stuck with me the most.
And then, of course, I have to get into the CW because NXT is moving over to the CW. It's a big, big show. Oh man, what are your emotions heading into it, especially heading into it as a champion? You're heading into the CW era as champion, but then also, like, what's the excitement like? What's the vibe like backstage?
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. We're all pumped. I think also it's a chance we're making history. This is the first time NXT is going to a broadcast network in history. So not only did I get to make history one time with the championship, but now I get to be a part of history again. But also being able to go to CW, it's a chance for us to appeal to a different audience, but also the same audience. People who are younger, people who can even relate to us even more. And I think NXT does a great job of having a very diverse roster. We have girls from all different backgrounds: MMA, karate, soccer, gymnastics, independent wrestling. So I think people can watch our show and know that there's someone that they can relate to, whether it's what they look like, their personality, their background, their story. And I think that's going to be amazing, especially since we get to like appeal to the younger audience.
Yeah, that is going to be cool. I'm excited to see how the show changes in terms of like the presentation and all of that. So it's going to be really exciting, and it feels really, really huge. Can't wait for those shows to check those out. Kalani, we do have a few minutes, so I'm going to try to get through all of these lightning round questions. You answer them as fast as you can, and we'll get right to it.
Right, guys, we heard interviews by Kris Statlander and Britt Baker on Ring the Belle. Credit to those channels. And then also Kalani Jordan on Denise Salcido. We see the comparisons of how the women in AEW are frustrated with the booking, how they're not getting no screen time. And I believe despite with the plethora of talent the AEW women has, it's not being utilized properly. We all can agree on that. I know the AEW women fans and AEW fans are not going to like it, but I really don't care about that. However, when you see NXT, that division, the way it's ran, is completely different. Everyone gets the opportunity. You heard Kalani Jordan say that every background, every diversity is getting an opportunity, and that's what it is. And that's all I have regarding AEW Women's Roster, the worst booking for all women. You guys let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree? Soon to videos will pop up, guys. You guys click the links below. You guys already know what it is. It is OUT.